with the throw for England. Shevchuk. Here's Bardsley, getting it back to Chris Woods. Offside, free kick to England. Chris Woods winning his 41st cap tonight. Long towards Sheringham, won it in the air, but the flag was up for offside in any case against David Platt. But certainly an indication there, the first we've had tonight, of Sheringham's power in the air.
Beautiful header, beautiful touch on from Teddy Sheringham, and as you say, that's one of his great strengths. I was rather surprised to see David Platt in an offside position there, because he didn't run into it, he was actually stood in it.
Walker and Adams. Wozniak. Bardsley with the throw. On for Ince. Here's Gascoigne. Kosminski. Stopped with a good challenge by David Bardsley. Put Ince in a bit of trouble, actually. But an England throw.
I think Paul Ince is far happier when he's in a more central area where he can face the game up and get involved a lot more. Out here he tends to get a little bit isolated.
26 minutes gone. Poland 0, England 0. Poles again striking quickly through those middle areas. This time it's Kosminski. Stopped by Adams and Platt. Sheringham. Gascoigne's up there with him. Got some support also from behind here from Bardsley, playing it down the line for Palmer. Couldn't quite keep it in play, a Polish throw. Police are here in force, and they really do take no prisoners here. You can see the way those fans are scrambling away, but they've been causing trouble for quite a few minutes there, and on this side of the field for quite a while before the game started. But let me repeat again, it's pole against pole. There are no, as far as I can see, any English supporters involved there at all. Palmer gets it back from John Barnes. Palmer again, Paul Ince. Gets it back for Adams. This time there was a foul on Ince. England free kick. Dave Bardsley with the free kick. Adams has gone in there. Goodness, that wasn't far away from Sheringham as well.
Certainly was a good flighted ball in as well, wasn't it, from Bardsley? But Adams was left completely unmarked there, wasn't he?
Sheringham actually got the header in.
Yep. When he headed it, I actually thought he'd scored, you know. Yep. I actually thought he'd registered with that. But he is good at that. He's good at finding space in the penalty box.
Number 9, Jan Fortok. Bardsley with the throw for England. Gascoigne. Advantage played there by the referee. Gascoigne failed fairly heavily again there by Swiaczewski. Czechowski getting it away for the Poles. Things for the moment have quietened down in the stadium here. Concentrate a little more on the play again. And indeed, England's defence have to do that again. Kozinski stopped though. Shahovsky with the throw. Adamchuk. Barnes cutting it out nicely. Ince over there supporting him. Dorigo knocking it down. Comes to Sheringham. Barnes gets it forward to Gascoigne. Teddy Sheringham again. Free kick's been given to England. Dorigo is going across there, but Gascoigne also number 8 in there as well. It'll be Paul Gascoigne who takes it. Poked in a long way. David Platt trying one of those shots on the turn that was so successful in the 1990 World Cup that beat Belgium in Bologna, you may remember. Half an hour gone, still Poland 0, England 0. Ince towards Platt. Ball Ince again. I think that's probably a free kick to England, the foul on Ince. And again, can Platt finish it off? Handball, presumably.
Another good free kick from Bardsley, though. Clever one, that, because everybody was focusing on Sheringham when Palmer made a little run across for the shorter ball.
Adams. Touched on by Palmer. Taken nicely by Gascoigne. Nobody's wide out here. Swiatkowski, number 7. Fortok stopped by Bardsley.
Actually thinking O'Brien, England would have a little bit of joy if Gascoigne came and operated on this right-hand side a little bit more. They didn't sit in behind him and insure him, and I think he could maybe make things happen down this side of the field.
Lesiak with the throw. Adams with the header.
At the moment, he's finding space a little bit difficult to come by in the centre of midfield.
Dorigo getting it clear. Barnes scooping it forward. Look who's up there, Carlton Palmer. Sheringham's waiting in the middle, but it's back again to Bako. Shevchek forward to Fortok. Kozetzky stopped by the clearance from Des Walker.
He does like to pick the ball up and run with it, though, doesn't he? Anything that an England defender heads down that's not completely accurate, he'll pick up and run at them.
And that makes even the best organised defences a little uncomfortable, doesn't it?
Yeah, and without playing, you know, that's one of the games levelled against the England teams when we don't have a sweeper. But teams that can run at them from midfield or from deeper positions can often exploit them.
Lezhniak being pursued by Paul Ince. Getting it forward, though, to Kosminski. The flag up for an offside against number 4. Marek Kosminski.
But all in all, Brian, in terms of grinding out a result, it's been a fairly encouraging England performance. We haven't looked particularly ominously dangerous apart from set plays, but as I say, with the one exception, neither have they.
Bardsley hitting it forward. Palmer knocking it down for Platt. Well, it's going to be hard to get a cutting edge, really, when he has to keep changing the front two as often as Graham Taylor's had to. It's a throw to England. The English fans making their presence felt. The cries have come on England. Bardsley playing it in for Palmer. It's a goal kick for Poland. Polish bench, and second from the left was the Polish manager, Andrzej Strelau. Bardsley for England, getting it up to Ince. It's England's ball. And a foul on Paul Ince. Bardsley to Walker. Barnes giving it away. And suddenly the Poles are chasing through there. And he's gone in! And it's a goal for Poland! Adamczuk is the scorer, but the mistake was so severe in that England defence. I think Des Walker was one of the culprits. Walker just couldn't get to it, and Adamczuk over the head of Chris Woods into the back of the English net, and that's a total disaster.
Well, I mean, that's great pace. This is what we said they could always do. They could always sprint from midfield areas. But when would we have ever thought that in two internationals, Des Walker's going to be outstripped? Certainly the England manager would never ever have thought that. But he probably, the man he regards as his insurance man, and his last two internationals has been outpaced in a very similar position. All credit to Adamczuk. Very, very tidy finish once he got there. Gave the ball away too easy in midfield, and then, I don't know, as Des playing in Italy lost a yard, I don't know. But certainly I would never have guessed that anybody could outrun him twice.
But again, it's a case of when you're attacked with pace through the midfield, people taking you on. England are looking uncomfortable all the time.
You see, it's a cleft stick situation in many ways. Our midfield has pushed on and done quite well. But for all that, I still feel you've got to have an anchorman somewhere in the midfield. I mean, that's a lovely, tidy finish from the guy. And he's just got that last yard on Des Walker. But whether he should have got the last yard, I don't know.
And here come Poland again. Leśniak. Stopped by Ince, working hard. Finds Teddy Sheringham. Gets the cross in, and Bacco getting there just ahead of David Platt.
Actually, Sheringham's done a lot of his best work down the sides of the defence. I mean, you always think of Sheringham as being somebody that operates in the box, but this is arguably the best cross we've put into the game. That's the sort of cross Teddy Sheringham himself would love to have coming into the box.
Header by Adams, taken by David Platt. Ince taking it on, brought down, another free kick. But this time a yellow card for Kwiatkowski. Go on.
They're just saying he's far happier Ince when he's in that central area. In fact, he'd be the ideal man actually to anchor our midfield, because you can't have the best of both worlds with Palmer. You want him to sit in, but then you want him to go on those big rangy runs, and it might well be that Ince could possibly get the insurance job. Thrives on driving from that position.
Gascoigne with the free kick for England meantime. Needing a goal now to restore a bit of order to this occasion in Katowice. Adams couldn't get to it. Leśniak bringing it away again. Again striking at England with such pace. As Minsky. Palmer getting it wide. Ince again, knocking it in towards David Platt. And the Poles a little fortunate to get that one away. Palmer, back to Bardsley, knocking it on again now for Ince. And another free kick for England. England a goal down, scored by Adamczuk with 6 minutes of the first half left.
But we just saw an earlier incident there with John Barnes attacking the last man, you know, where if we get into those positions and produce crosses, Sheringham's always going to have some sort of a chance.
Just look at that crowd in that penalty area. Bacco, though, gets above them all.
And it shouldn't be forgotten as well. I mean, we talk about Sheringham on crosses. I actually think Platt scores the majority of his best goals when he's coming in on a cross ball. And they haven't got blistering pace to run away from defenders, but they've got the ability to time runs into the box. if the quality's good.
Free kick for England. Adams quickly with it. Tony Garrigo. Given away again, and a free kick with it.
Actually, they're not allowing Tony Garrigo any time at all to settle. As soon as he receives any sort of possession, Gazetsky's out to him like a flash to press him.
And a bit of space on this side now for Kosminski. And the pace of the man as well. Gets a good cross in, but straight at the near post, and Chris Woods was able to grab that one. Throws it straight out to Gascoigne, who's had a fairly muted first half. Apart from that one free kick, there's a ball, almost got it through to Sheringham. Chachowski with the throw for Poland. Black beaten in the air. Sheringham, though, gets his header in, knocked away by Kosminski. Walker. Here's Bardsley. Knocked down by Sheringham, but straight again to Kosminski. And an offside flag is up against Kozetsky. And we're inside the last 5 minutes of the first half. Poland leading by a goal to nil in this World Cup qualifier here in Katowice. Sheringham's in there. Hits the goalkeeper's body with it. And it's straight up the other end of the field. Furtek on the chase again, and Woods just getting there before him.
Once again, though, Teddy Sheringham, that's three little situations he's got where he may nearly have got on the score sheet. Desperately unlucky with that, rolled the defender brilliantly. And unfortunately, he struck his shot well enough to unfortunately down the keeper's throat.
It's an offside against Platz. Winning quickly on Bacco, and I think probably caught the goalkeeper there.
Yeah, when you're a goal scorer, you see only the ball, don't you? He's not aware of the fact he's offside immediately. The ball's in the loose as far as he's concerned. And he lives on goals, David Platt. And how we could do one of them now. I think Graham's got to sort something out on the right-hand side of our midfield. Because we want to play sort of four men in midfield and then David Platt joining in, we do get a little bit unbalanced. I know we play in-south there, but he's not his most effective there. You know, somehow or other, I think the way he's got the situation now, he's got to try and get Gascoigne out here somewhere. Because Paul's not doing an awful lot in midfield. He doesn't look completely fit to me, I have to say. I was watching him track back there, and he looked a little bit, well, he looked plenty tired.
Carlton Palmer. Barnes, just nicking it on. Tony Garrigo. And Poland's throw. Just joined us. England are a goal down here. They were very nearly a goal down in the opening minute. And Rezniak was right through and planted it wide. And they've lost one to Adamchuk. And to be fair, England's only real threat has been a free kick from Gascoigne, which the keeper saved well, and a shot from Sheringham just a moment ago that the keeper saved.
Do you think he might have gone a little bit closer with his header, Brown, from the free kick? Sheringham from Bardsley's free kick?
Yeah.
He looked to have selected his spot, didn't he, and looped the keeper.
And there was plenty of space for him there, wasn't there?
Yeah, I mean, that's his forte. He's good at that.
Zanchek, I think it is, down, is injured. Tough little all-action midfield player. Jaroslav Bacco is quite fit again after a clash with Platt. And Teddy Sheringham getting some orders there. And Carlton Palmer's issuing some of them. Terrific spirit in the England side, and my goodness, they're going to need that now, Ron.
Yes, I mean, the one thing they've got that little bit of thing where they've had one or two Not fabulous results, but decent results. They played Holland a good side and got a result. Should have beaten them and things like that. Now it's a question of can they roll their sleeves up and grind out a result. I mean, a draw would be a good result at this moment in time. Can they grind out a result and then say, all right, the performance level may not have been quite as pretty as we would have liked it.
It's Gascoigne's touch.
But the biggest single problem we have at the moment, we haven't really got a sharp cutting edge. Platty, when he plays right up against the marker, is not as effective as when he's coming from a deep position. And Sheringham, been unlucky on 2 or 3 occasions, but he'd be the first to admit he's not a blistering pace player.
Osiek with a throw for Poland. Coming towards a half-time interval. Rosecki with a shot. Deflected off an England defender. It sent Woods plunging across his goal and went behind for the corner to Poland. And we're now playing time added on at the end of the first 45 minutes. With England a goal down. Taking it short. Zancek. It's a long cross in, only white shirts over there, Teddy Sheringham, but it's given away though to Lezniak. Shahovsky. Back to Shevchek. Forward again on this side of the field. Zancek is here again. Shadowed by Ince this time. The back heel will be picked up, I think, by Barnes. He conceded the corner, though. Barnes' contention was that it was a throw. I must say, from my position up here, it looked as though it had just crossed the line. Corner it is. And Zancek with it. England must stay solid in these moments before half-time now. They played it short again. Back for Bezantic again. Drove it in there, knocked away by Ince, cleared in the end by Barnes. Adams, as the half-time whistle goes. And it's not been a good first 45 minutes for England. Without, as Ron was saying, a real cutting edge. Terry Sheringham's first international. And one good header that went wide, but it's the Poles who are leading with a goal by Adamchuk. Poland 1, England 0.
That's a hell of a spider in there, mate.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Question is, what drongo is going to be stupid enough to go in and flush it out?
Anyone tell me where the toilet is, please?
The dunny's 50 yards down on your right.
Thanks.
Should have let him in on it, Bill.
Nah, you'll find out soon enough.
He drinks Carling Black Label.
Carling what?
Carling Black Label. It's a pommy lager. Brewed at 4.1% for a fuller flavour. And because it's the #1 selling lager over there, you're never likely to get a sniff of it over here.
This could have given you a nasty blockage.
It's quiet now, isn't it?
Carling. No wonder it's #1.
Unpleasant odours.
You have just been invaded by Sega TV.
It's all right. We bring you
Wildlife. Romance.
This is Megan, start of a new Sega game. Megan! What's it like to be a Mega CD star?
Real tough. You try dying 2,000 times a day.
Hey, you! Yeah, you! Billy from Romford! You don't zapper on my show!
The weather.
Weather is...
Whether you could do this move. Commercial break.
Sega Mega Drive. Got one? Now you can get Mega CD! Click, take a trip! Whoa! It comes with 7 games and even plays your music, PD!
Okay, Megan, let's get interactive. Now that's what I call Mega CD.
If you thought you'd produce the finest diesel in the world, wouldn't you ask a motoring journalist to write a word or two on it? The new turbo diesel from BMW.
Welcome back. Well, Glenn, with England trailing 1-0, what do you think Graham Taylor will do in the second half?
I think if it stays like that for 15 minutes in the second half, we've got to see the appearance of Wright for sure, and possibly someone like Sharp, just to give us a little bit of width and see if we can get round the back more consistently and get some good crosses in for the two strikers.
Now, we talked before the game about Palmer's role in it, and we thought he'll sit in the centre circle. It's not been the case. He's gone rampaging up the field.
He has done. He's ended up in the positions, really, where we want to see Gaza on the ball. And Paul's really been a little bit quiet, for sure. And I think it'd be better if Palmer can just sit and let Gascoigne, let's get him on the edge of the box and do these little bit of magic. He's been very quiet tonight, Paul, and he's got to really have an influence in this second half for us to pull this game round.
But that's obviously the style that the manager's looking for. I mean, otherwise he wouldn't be doing it, surely.
Well, I think it's one of Carlton's assets is to get forward. He's got a lot of energy, but within the system of how he's playing, he's surely got to try and sit and hold, because it allows them, Paul, to go and do the business in a more forward role. But I think Gazza's having to play a bit deeper because he's seen Carlton's gone bombing off forward. So I think that could do with a little bit of a reshape there.
What about John Barnes' role in the game so far?
I was disappointed to see Barnsley let the ball go under his foot in the first minutes of the game, and then I think the warning signs were there that he wasn't going to be at his best. I think that's the sort of thing that lets Barnsley down in an early part of the game, and I felt he wasn't going to have a good game. He certainly hasn't done enough yet, and obviously with the goal, he's got to take a little bit of part of the fault on the Polish goal.
Now, you mentioned Barnsley at full-back again. I think, you know, the two new boys, Barnsley and Sheringham, are having nice games. I mean, you say great games, but they're certainly having good games, aren't they? I
think they're the two players that I would say have performed, you know, as good as anyone out there. Certainly David Barnsley's I felt that he's comfortable on the ball. He's not done anything silly defensively. He's used it very well, and obviously Sheringham's been there or thereabouts sniffing for a goal, and who knows, this half we might just get it.
I know you might not want to look at this, but let's have a look at the goal again and see. Now, Barnsley came across.
Yeah, he's just got done for pace, and yeah, he does get a touch. We had a suspicion that it might have been Des that got the touch, but I think the fact that we give the ball away so easy, we've got caught flat, very flat, and that's the reason why no one's got on the cover and been able to get across there and cut the danger out. Woodsy's got caught in no man's land.
That's right. Do you think possibly, I mean, he was expecting Des Walker to get the ball first, knock it back to him, and he could punt it away?
I think we've seen Des do that so many times, haven't we, over the years, where he gets back, he squeezes up, he gets back, and he just gets a touch back to the goalkeeper. And, you know, it hasn't happened in the last couple of games, for sure.
I'm just wondering now, because the press have been full of the fact that he may come back home for the start of next season. Now, any club watching him tonight must have in the back of their mind that maybe his pace has gone, and that was his asset. That was what made Des Walker the player he was.
I think he's obviously having a little bit of a bad time over there in Italy, and the adjustment has been taking him a little bit of time. But I think in English football, he would, if he came back now, I think he'd still be the Des Walker that we all know, but he'd need a little bit of time for adjustment.
And readjust to the whole thing. What about quickly on David Platt?
Well, I just feel that David's really playing a little bit out of position. I always felt that. I felt that Ron said in the commentary that he feels he's the best at getting into the box on crosses. And really, when you're the front man, you've sometimes got your back to play. Yeah. And I don't feel David's at his best when he's doing that. He likes to come in like Brian Robson used to do and arrive in the box and get his goals that way. And he's been doing that for us, but let's say against, you know, lesser opposition. And I would like to see him perhaps in just a little deeper role, getting into the penalty area. There was once there where he was offside, and if it had come from a deep area, he might have been onside.
Yeah, when Teddy Sheringham flicked one
That's right, he flicked one in there, and he was waiting in there and he was offside, whereas if it had been from a deeper position, perhaps arriving in there, he would have got himself a goal.